Hey, what's up? It's Katharine, and today's video is a quick, just like art in my apartment tour. Some of it is stuff that I made when I was an undergrad, some of it that I've made recently since I've been in grad school, and some of it I was making kind of in between the two that I actually have videos of. So some is like encaustic work that I was making when I was like doing the encaustic work on this channel. So there are some videos that you can check out. They're like the art of melted wax, I believe. It's like a series, and they are all on this channel. So let's get started. This first piece that I want to show you is directly above my like TV area, and I see it every day from the couch. It's also the largest frame that I have, I believe. And this was in my like undergrad BFA, Bachelor's of Fine Arts exit show, and it is a reductive lino cut, and I had all of these like professionally framed by Blick. You see. It was this huge lino cut print, so it's been printed multiple times over and over in the same spot after taking more and more of the top layer of a linoleum block in order to print different layers and different values to create the Sphinx. And adjacent, or I guess opposite from my television, is also my sofa, where my dog likes to hang out, on my seat, where he's supposed to be on his seat, but he wants to be on my seat. So these are two pieces. This first one is, so this is it's an etching. It's an aquatint etching, and it is printed from a zinc plate with ink that is put into the grooves after the holes or the lines or whatever were etched deep into the plate so that the ink will stay. And then there's a rosin, which is like a resin from a tree type of chemical reaction that will continue to etch in these dotted sort of pattern in order to get more of the ink, almost like a stippling, so that you can have value added. These are a very reflective set of encaustic wax paintings. Let me take one off. They were covered in resin. Ooh. And they were supposed to emulate rust and patina. This was something that I was doing when I was an undergrad, and I did make some videos about it. I'm not sure if these made it into the video, but this side, ooh, that looks so pretty. Nice and shiny. So the the resin soaked into the wood on the side and made it nice and shiny. But I like them as a set, and I'm really happy. I tend to price things high if I don't want to sell them. So I still have those, and I love them. They're beautiful. This is a window that had been painted by a local artist. My mom bought this for me for Christmas one year. It's from a craft show, and I love it. And her name is Haley, but I don't have any other information about her. This is another one that I have made on this channel. This is the buffalo, and I think I was experimenting with some type of like powder watercolor or ink. And this was typically the style that I used to paint in more often. It was geometric animals, this kind of thing. This one's going to be kind of hard to see because it's behind my table. It's been placed here, and I don't think I can really move it. But I made this in 2018 at the Vermont Studio Center. It's based on an embroidery piece that I made, but it's just an encaustic wax panel, and it is gigantic. Here's my hand for scale. I can't get to it, it's too far away. But there's also a video of this on the channel. It is a speed paint that is an encaustic painting. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe so that you can be updated for when I sporadically post stuff like this, stuff like activewear hauls, other art things, hanging out with my dog, going camping, climbing, etc. Forgot what I was saying. And you can also be notified for when we make more artwork. So like some of these things, like these specifically, were made actually on this channel. So if you want to see videos like this becoming made more often, be sure to subscribe. And then next to my kitchen on this wall, miniature wall right here, this is the door into my bedroom. But up here is another sort of aquatint etching. This is also from my BFA exit show, and I have this in green, and I have it in like a maroon color. And it's a library that I made, I drew like kind of randomly, you know, it's not like anything that exists in real life, with a cabinet of books, and all the books are kind of like falling out of the picture plane and falling down. And this was actually based off of, or no, maybe I made a painting that was based off of this. In this hallway, there's a tiny wall right here next to the bathroom. And this is into my bonus room slash studio. And over here is another encaustic painting. I'm not sure if this made it onto the channel or not, but it's an encaustic painting that has had some drawing that was burnished into it. So I transferred this drawing of like toilet paper rolls onto this drawing, or onto the wax, and I have not sealed this with resin. It does, I don't know, it's fine. And burnishing into it onto the top layer a like graphite drawing. Pretty cool. This tiny magnet on my refrigerator is also some art. I follow this guy on Instagram. I cannot remember his name for the life of me. It doesn't have it on the magnet. But I was actually with my boyfriend. We had gone to Asheville maybe a year or two ago, and there was a like antique store that had different booths with different artists, and I came across his booth and I was like, oh my god, I follow him on Instagram, I love it. So I was actually able to get this magnet. Okay, this is another one that I did not draw. So I got this in an Astio box. It is like the common room theme box, and this is the Hufflepuff Pride, and I think this is the cutest thing. It blocks my light door switch panel thing or whatever, but I don't really know where to hang it, so I just hung it right here in the hallway. But how cute. I believe they had it printed maybe digitally, and then it might have been like hand colored. I don't know for sure with watercolor, but it almost looks like the watercolor has different types, like a bow truckle and like maybe a niffler, different types of animals in the actual watercolor, so it might not be hand colored. It might actually be printed on like this. At the end of my hallway or whatever, so like when you walk in the front door, you see this, and this is a embroidery piece. It's been in a couple shows. It was in the 42nd Juried exhibition at the Lennon House, which is here in Athens. It's just embroidery. And here's my hand for scale. So you can see how big it is. And it's definitely one of my favorites. I can't get to this one, it's a little bit too high, but this is it's above this pantry door. It is a round sort of outline of this chair. It's embroidery on a hoop, and then it's just like a purpley kind of brownish outline of a chair that I have done many times. On a wall adjacent to that pantry is another long embroidery piece that's above my, it's like a double door laundry room, and on this like kind of skinny, kind of tiny wall that's up here, and you'll recognize the chair. It's the same chair that was in the previous one. And it's a variety of chairs, both embroidery and oil paint. In my bathroom, I have this piece, which is called the Ritual. It's a diptych, so there's a toilet, and then another bathroom with another toilet etching, and this one's aqua tint. So it was a diptych, so you put two plates down at the same time and print them both at the same time. But I had to polish the surface of this so that there wouldn't be any sort of gray or any sort of other kind of color. It was just going to be where the lines were. That was a really fun one to do, super shiny. And then this was the aqua tint plate. I quickly go into my bedroom. I don't really have very many in here, but I made this for a show that was at a Hotel Indigo in downtown Athens. This is actually embroidery on canvas, but this is actually a map of downtown Athens, and so the location of this would have been like right over here. Like the hotel is like right over there. And this has been in a couple of shows. I took it off the stretchers, which I regret because I haven't been able to find a good way to install it into a canvas, or into a frame. But I do like this frame because you can see the embroidery, like all the tying and knotting and all the changing of directions and stuff on the back side. A couple more things I have in the living room are these embroidery. Ooh, that's warm. He was laying there and I put my foot and it was really warm right there. He's not laying like where he was laying previously. Okay, so this is part of my shelter projects series where I requested or asked for a bunch of different sofas from people on my Instagram, and I received a bunch from all over the world. And so this is one from Buffalo, New York. It is embroidery on canvas, and here's my hand for scale. Pretty big. And then on this wall, where this is at, is one from Roswell, Georgia. This one is from another the sofa is from, I think Sophie Margot, and she's also an embroidery artist on Instagram. And this is her sofa, and I believe she's in Philadelphia. The stuff in this room is going to be kind of hard to show because it's a little bit full of like my bike and this table and my kayak and another table and my sewing machine and this stuff. And it's all very full, but I will do my best. So this is another one of those sofas from that same collection or that same series where I asked people to send me their sofas. And this one is from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And Julie May was her name, and she is an embroidery artist as well. So she has some hoops on her sofa right there. And this is another one that was in my BFA exit show, so it was nicely framed, professionally framed, I should say, at Michael's. It is a reductive, it was a 2-tone reductive, maybe 3-tone reductive lino cut. And if you've been following along with my oil painting, this is how far I've gotten on it because I've been busy. But if you've been following along on this, you probably have seen this before. This is my sofa that was from that same series. So of course I had to do my own sofa. And I think the painting is going to be the same size as this. So I love this. I love it so much. I think it looks so good. There are some things back here that are not super exciting anymore. I don't know. But this was a YouTube video as well. It was, I think, like Redneck Does My Voiceover or something like that. And it is an encaustic piece that has been covered in resin. And it was a video. Now I'm a little bit stressed out trying to think about how I'm going to show you all this stuff. Okay, this is another in progress embroidery piece. This is Hogwarts. What makes it unique, I think, is the kind of continuous line drawing that it's going to be. Another unfinished piece, I have to flip it over, that I have planned to do some oil painting around the outside, so I guess that's why I put the tape on it. Maybe, oh no, it was to protect it because I was going to be doing a lot of like traveling with it. So to keep the sides from getting dirty, I put the tape on it here. But also it looks like I was leaving space so that I could do an oil painting on it. And this is a staircase. And the plan for this one was to embroider both the front and the back because I really do love the way that this looks like on the back side. So if you see how this is all along the back and how this is solid on the back side, I want the front to have some aspects of this on the front. So I have a little bit of that and a little bit of that. So I was basically just kind of, I don't know, parts of the staircase. I was just moving them and re-rendering them and then re-rendering them and then re-rendering them. But this is as far as I've gotten. It's not, this is a big chair down here that I just, it was hard. And so I just have kind of abandoned it and I'll probably come back to it soon. Maybe when I finish my degree. Behind I have a couple more smaller embroidery works. This is a sofa that I was making during quarantine. It's a remake of one that I sold. Kind of another remake of that, if you remember the books that were falling in that etching aquatint thing with another staircase. So books here and then the staircase. And then I made, I don't know why I'm holding it like that. And then I made like a rust wash, possibly made a video about it, I can't remember, with thimbles, rusted thimbles, and then I applied that rust to the canvas because I thought it'd be interesting. But because of the amount of embroidery and how dense it is, you don't really see that much and it looks a little bit like gross. And then this one is another unfinished piece. Just trying to do some oil painting on it. It's a chair from like Clarksville, Georgia. I was making this 2018 before I went to the Vermont Studio Center. And I left this area because I wanted to paint on it. But that's as far as I've gotten. It's a blanket. It's a homeless person's kind of blanket. Like their home. On this side of the big canvas, another iteration of that same chair that's in my kitchen. This was a commission that fell through. I got paid for like a fourth of it, And then he decided he didn't want it anymore. So I got some money for it, but I was disappointed that I didn't get the whole amount for it. On this gigantic 6-foot long canvas is a painting that I really can't show obviously too well. Oh no, I just knocked over my embroidery thing. Looking at it kind of upside down, but it's really hard to show because it's so large in this room. But there's several videos on YouTube while I was working on this piece, and it was for my BFA exit show as well. I don't love that part, but I like a lot of the other aspects of it. But I worked on this for so long that I just had to stop. So some peeling paint down there, staircases, more staircases, some windows, some mossiness, some more windows, a mattress, another staircase, another like chair slash sofa that I've made many times now, and some like patina rustiness over here, a window, and a sink. And this was called Amenities. Behind that I have another commission. This one I have not finished, and my friend was like asking me about it because he's paid me a good amount for it, and I have not finished it yet. It's Rafiki, and I don't know if I made this a video or not, but it's 3 like renderings of Rafiki the baboon in his like Rafiki colors. And if like these leaves, I got stuck on the leaves and I didn't really feel like doing them anymore, but he's kind of asking me about it. And I plan on doing like Pride Rock behind this guy, so it is more clear that it's Lion King. Oh no. Oh God. No. I'm so sad. Why did that not make more of a noise? I didn't know how bad it had gotten. Ugh, jeez. Alright, in the closet I have some more things. Okay, so I have 2 more encaustic wax pieces. One of them, this was supposed to look like a tree, kind of. Like bark from a tree. Dory, leave it. Leave it. And there's some paper that I put inside of the wax, and so I was just kind of experimenting on seeing if that would be possible. And it's a toilet paper roll, but I can't tell at this point in my life which direction it goes. Oh, I think it's like that. Yeah, you can see it. Behind that is another print from my exit show. This is a dental chair in reductive lino cut. And then we have some more embroidery pieces. So this is one that I was working on that I abandoned, but I don't hate the way that it looks. So exploring how the rust would work on the embroidery. So this is like a rust wash, and these are different, I thought that they were washing machines, but they're actually like cremation chambers from this like abandoned, the Milledgeville Insane Asylum, I believe. I have a couple of these that I was trying to sell at like a craft show or whatever. So this is that's where Athens is located. So the red and the white for UGA. This is a smaller one. It says home. No, it says born, so Georgia born. This is again the Athens love. These are UGA colors. This one says go dogs. This is a flamingo. So cute. It's again Athens with the heart, and then it's double lined. This is a no, it's not a reindeer. Deer antlers. Another Athens love one. This is tiny. I sold several of these. This is little go dogs. Georgia bulldog. A pair with 2 different tones of embroidery thread. Another Ugga. Another Ugga. This one says UGA. This one says Go Dogs. And UGA. I go to UGA, by the way, so I was making these to sell at like this craft show that I had done at a brewery that's in Athens. So I was hoping, some of them did sell, but I was hoping to sell some like kind of Georgia Spirit stuff. So I have more of that if I do another one of these shows. This was my first, I think, experience with putting resin on top of encaustics, so I believe this is a video as well, and it's kind of the sort of rainbow rust patina-y thing that I was going for. And then this is my 100 layers of wax video, and I believe there's resin on top. So many paintings inside of one. This is in here too. So again, experimenting with embedding imagery on paper inside of the wax. So that if you remember that diptych in my bathroom of the toilet, so that's another print of that, and it does get a little bit lost. You can see it kind of, but that's inside of that one. And this is an encaustic oil painting that I did when I was at the Vermont Studio Center. So I wanted to do like the ceiling that had kind of been exposed through the kind of deterioration of the ceiling tiles. So this would be like looking up into a ceiling. And that's not even all of it. Like that I showed you as much as I could. There's things that aren't framed. I didn't even show you this. My map that I'm making. I have stuff at school that's framed that I haven't been able to show you, but this is just everything that I have kind of in my apartment that's like on the wall, like kind of more on display. Some of the things that aren't necessarily on display, but there was a lot in that box, so I wanted to show you it. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you look forward to more videos and making more art to put into my apartment. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.